down here.
I'll change it now. Hello, how are you doing? Oh, a little bit of stress there. Sorry, we're a couple of minutes late. Classic IT problems where it couldn't find my camera, but all is okay now. We're nice and relaxed and ready to go. So yeah, I'm Gemma. Might have met you all before. This is my mum.
Hello, morning.
This is Debbie. She's the artist of the family, and recently we've been doing this really popular workshop where you come and you paint your pet and then you turn it into a Christmas card. So we thought that might be something you guys would want to do. So give me a second, because like I said, just because we were rushing, I haven't had a minute to sort the camera out. But here you go, that's better, isn't it?
Yeah, great,
yeah, cool. Maybe a little bit lower so you see what Mum's doing. Yeah, so when I first did this, I did it with an actual full painting that I did of my dog Gwen, which I'll get up for you now to see. It's kind of like it, but it's not Mum's quality of work. And then I painted a Christmas hat on, and then I wrote Merry Christmas. But of course, that canvas hasn't been very useful until now, where I can display it. So we've got a little trick now where you can do your painting, have it on display all year, and then you can sneakily add the Christmas bits just for the photo. And then the photos get turned into cute little cards. And I'll explain the kind of how I did that quite simply at home. So yeah, so Mum's going to show you the painting, and then I'm going to come back and show the techie bit in a sec. So yeah, what have you got in front of you, Mum?
Nice. So Gwen again, the studio dog.
Of course, yeah.
Everyone loves Gwen. So here's her picture.
And that's important, is you buy maybe a canvas or even just some art paper that's maybe A4 size, and then you print the biggest possible picture you can of their face. So you can either take it and crop it, or when you've got it on your computer, you can crop it down. But it really is important that it's the size of the board.
These are called, I just want to say Daler boards or Daler boards. It's DALER. You can get them in all sorts of art supply shops, and also do you get in the Works?
Yeah,
Works. Like the range, the Works, Hobbycraft. They're quite cheap, and they're thin. So although it's a canvas on the front, it's not thick like canvases you get, which are mounted on wood. And
these are good. These you can also use these, but obviously a bit more expensive, and also the sides. No one ever gets the sides right. I actually prefer these because they don't really have a side. People often get the colours wrong on the side, and it looks kind of obvious.
So use these for oil painting, acrylic painting. They're really good. And then so you actually see the dogs.
I chose a silly picture, just making Mum's life difficult.
So it fits in well onto the board. And this isn't really cheating, I don't think. But it's just you're making some marks to help you, basically. And what it is, Gemma's using carbon paper.
It's like £100. £100
years ago.
The opposite, 100 sheets for like £3.
Typewriter. Yes. Carbon paper, and it's really cheap. So you can use that. What I had was I didn't think of carbon paper, but from an art supplier online, it's called trace down paper. And this is a lot more expensive. But I think this is not waxy. I think that's waxy if you're doing watercolour. The watercolour wouldn't take on the wax line. But then with acrylics, it doesn't matter. And with a trace down, you get in black or white. This is a white one. It's like a similar sort of type of thing. But if you had a dark colour background board, the white would show. But as we're using white boards, we want the black effect. So you can get this in black or white. But I think this is
Christmas cards, if that's all you're doing, then
use the carbon paper. So
you could also do that old school method, like if you don't want to go out and buy a load of sheets, if they do come in like packs of 20. Do you remember in school maybe when you draw quite hard around the dog with a pencil, and then you turn it over and then you scribble it off? Do you remember that?
That's a good idea.
So that's good if you don't want to go out and buy carbon paper just for one thing.
That's a good idea. And by doing it this way, it just gives you such a head start, because you've got the right. You're just making marks, and
we always joke with people, don't we, that like it's kind of turns into a colour by numbers a bit
then. And it gives you such a
head start.
You're sort of halfway there, because really, I'll just show you now, because can you see okay from there? Because Gwen's got a hairy dog. I'm not going to do solid lines, because I'll just do wispy lines. So I'm just going, with my pencil very lightly.
See me. There you go.
And showing, just give the basic outline, and then I think if you've got a smooth coated dog, then the lines would be a bit straighter. Because she's hairy, we'll do some zigzags. Just do some basic shapes to mark the shape of her face. And even if you're not good at painting, and you're obviously going to do your best, and it'll still look like your dog because you've got the eyes in the right place, the nose, the outline. And sometimes it can just look more comical. I feel like sometimes the worst it is.
Yeah.
Just the funny, and people will love it because it's like a comical version of your dog, but it is your dog. It's so don't worry about it being perfect. It hasn't got to be a great work of art. Just try your best, and the colours you use, and you'll have a nice effect. So I'm just literally just going around very lightly, making these marks, and then I'll so make sure you get the eyes in, because the position of the eyes, the dog can have its head on a slant, so you want to keep them in line. Let's try and get the proportions right, just very lightly. And then there's the other eye. It's quite dark, this photograph.
You often need, like, you may have the perfect picture of your dog, but maybe one eye is hidden, or some part of their face isn't that clear. But of course, you can then use other photos as reference.
Yeah, so just look at your dog. But yes, to have a good quality photograph helps, because you're going to blow it up. And, you lose some definition. But and then this dog showing its teeth. Around the outside. Try not to have teeth showing if you can.
Sorry.
Teeth are really hard.
And she'll just look evil.
They can look funny. Oh, I've got a picture back, did we?
Yeah.
My other daughter did one of her dog.
It's always got teeth, isn't it?
Beck's not an artist at all, is she? She's more mathematical.
Yeah.
and it was really funny, didn't it? But it was lovely. It was him. You can tell it was him, but it just came up really comical, and he had these teeth like he looked like a vampire.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can home in on a funny feature and make the most of it. So I think I've got most of the details in there. I hope I can just lift it up every now and again. If you lift it up, make sure you don't move your picture.
Yeah,
you really mess it up.
We sometimes use like clothes pegs just to.
Just make sure you're not.
It's fine.
So long at the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, and the basic outline, and then put the shoulders in there.
And then because I've chosen it where she's sat on the sofa
down. Yeah, we've had to make up where the shoulders are.
Yeah, we're adding. Yeah, and you can add a collar if she's like, I wouldn't mind adding a collar because she's always in purple, isn't she, Gwen?
Yeah. Actually, there was some black on this board already, but you can see there, can you?
Yeah.
Basic outline.
Oh, the light's a bit bright, isn't it? But yeah. So there you go. So just using the paper or some sort of tracing paper.
All right. So you can tell that's her. So really good start. And then I can put that away now. And then So this one I did earlier. I just started this literally a few minutes ago.
Because it takes a few minutes
on
for
your
the background
colour.
to dry. Yeah.
And you may want to think, if you're going to put it up on your wall, will it match the decor in your room? You might want to pick out a colour in your room. It depends what you're going to do with it afterwards. I think you should put it on display.
Yeah.
And again with this one, you see the lights catching your eye there. So obviously the light's coming this way. This eye is darker. So have that background a bit lighter. It gives a nice depth, and then they tend to be dark at the bottom, so always have a dark colour. Going lighter, maybe lighter again in that portion, because that's where the light's coming this direction. So I think that makes it more professional if you keep that in mind. And all I've done for that, I'm giving it a blue background. You need hardly any paints. These are just quite cheap acrylic paints, aren't they?
And they last.
Are they from the Works?
Home Bargains.
Home Bargains, the Works. They sell them all over the place now. And you literally need a few colours.
Yeah, well, you can get away with your primary colours, of course.
Yeah, I would just say I'd get white use quite a bit.
White and black.
White and black useful.
And then you just need red, yellow,
you don't
and blue.
even need green, because you could mix blue and either buy a green, or you could buy buy blue and yellow, which is more useful.
Yeah,
add those two together to make green. Again, there's orange here, but you could do red and yellow to make your own orange. So basically, we've got at the minimum, I would say yellow, blue, red, white, black.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you need to.
There's even a brown here, but there's so many different browns. You can make your own brown up. So if you make a colour you really like, maybe make a note of how you made it. If you think, oh, I really love that colour, it's really useful. Make just have a little, a pad near you. Would say it was 20% white, 20% this, and make a little list of basically roughly how you made that colour. So with this one, what I did, I wanted because I'm going to be working this way, I thought I'd have my arm in all the wet paint. So I literally just put a hairdryer on this. Acrylic paints dry so quickly, not like oils, which take forever. And just to save my arm getting, all covered in blue paint, I have put the hairdryer on this bit. This thing you can see, it's a bit shiny, it's still wet up here. And all I've done literally is this ultramarine blue. I've mixed with some white, and all you need is one of these. These are really handy. You can use little plastic pots you've got at home, but these are very cheap. I don't know, they're probably about £1 or something, and I think I've seen them in the Works. So they're really useful. So, and you only need a few brushes. Again, from the background, because it's a big area, use a wide brush. You probably need about, probably manage with 3 brushes, a very thin, a slimmish one, and a bigger one. But generally, I would say to just have a nice thin one like that for the fine detail, especially around the eyes and around the teeth, things like that. A large one like that's always useful. And maybe a couple of medium-sized ones. That's quite thinnish. That's not a bit thinner, a bit fatter. So maybe 5 brushes is all you need. You can get selection packs sometimes with all different sizes in. Again, from the works, places like that, and they're very cheap. So maybe treat yourself to a few different size brushes. And for this background, I've used quite a big brush. This is like a DIY brush, actually, even thicker, just to save time. And all I've done in here, I've just mixed the white paint and that blue paint. And I might even add a little tiny bit of yellow just to, just make a little bit sort of slightly greener effect, only a little bit. Again, when you're squirting the paint out, don't squirt much out because you find you'll waste a lot. Literally like a pea size of 2 peas at the most. Otherwise you're going to have a lot of wastage and throw paint away at the end. Or it's a cup of tea.
And a dog mug as well.
Oh, good, right? Keep the dog clean. Which can do cats as well, or any animals.
Yeah, we've got some cat examples.
Rabbits, anything you fancy, guinea pigs. So I'm going to do the lighter bit at the top now. So I'm obviously adding more white to this. And I'll start on this corner up here. Make this is the light source up here. So have this a bit lighter. And then because the paint's still wet, which is good, I can blend it. Sometimes you want to blend and sometimes you don't. So with this, because I want it to be a gradual dark to light, I want it to be a bit wet. So I'm merging the 2 colours together. So it won't suddenly go dark, then almost like a line, then light. It'll be gradual. And where's it going here? And then nice and dark down here. So I'll mix this dark into this light here. Have it gradual. And then nice and light up there. And again, a bit lighter by here. And it doesn't matter if I'm going over the dog because the hairs will soften it. I'll take the hairs over the blue and it'll give a nice 3D effect. So there's a lighter colour here. And merge this. And of course, when you do your pictures, they're going to be smaller. So although it may look a bit sort of messy in parts, when the card's done, it's going to be sort of this size. It'll all look much more perfect. So don't stress too much about having it all too perfect. And it doesn't matter if you see brush marks. It's nice. It makes it look more original. It's your work. You can tell it's not a photograph. So I'll merge all this. So you can see now it's there. Right. See, it's darker at the bottom, and then gradually going lighter at the top. And I've tried to get a bit lighter in that corner because that's where the light's coming in. You can tell from their eyes which way the light's coming. All right, so now I can start on the actual dog. It's fine to have a little pot of water with you and some kitchen roll because otherwise if you don't clean your brushes and dry them as much as you can, all the colours going to murky and merge and it'll all get a bit messy. So keep some kitchen roll handy because you want to dry your brush. Acrylic paints you can also use as watercolours as well. The more water you add, you can get a watercolour effect. But watercolours I find are difficult. They're not easy. I think I find them the hardest to do, watercolours. But acrylics are nice. If you make a mistake, wait for it to dry and then paint over it, and no one knows you've gone wrong underneath. So I'm going to wash this brush, but I also want to dry it because I don't want to add water to this. I want to keep it nice and solid, the colour. So I shouldn't need this one again because it's quite a big brush, this. So I'll put this away. This can go. Right. So next, with the dog, have a good look at it first and think where are the darkest areas. And with this, I would say up here, very dark. The eyes are dark. It's quite good to get the eyes in quite early because you might want to add more details later. So good to get the basic darkness down of the eyes. And then later on, you can pick out the colours. If they've got hazel-coloured eyes or even a bit of yellow, you can add that. And at the very end, add literally little white dots where the light's catching the eyes. And that suddenly brings the dog alive. It will suddenly pop out at you and you think, oh gosh, it's the real dog, So that's the eyes are so important. And so I'm going to start first. The nose is obviously very dark, and you've got the highlights there with the lights coming from this way, so you can see the lights more in this direction. And I'm dreading doing the teeth. They'll be a bit tricky. It's a shame it hasn't got his mouth shut. It's dark around here. dark on the ears, and then behind the fur, it's dark, isn't it? So you want to have a dark background and make it go lighter and lighter. And that's where you always start with the darker colours with acrylics first and go lighter and lighter. It's the opposite with watercolours, the opposite way around. So if you think dark first, and then when you get lighter and lighter and lighter, it gives that lovely 3D effect and gives dimension to it. So I think I'll start with the ears. See, they're very dark up here. A bit of dark around the eyes. We even put some dark into the eyes as well. The nose, see, it's very dark, pinky red there. And then again under there. So look, we'll do the dark colours, then we'll go, you can see there's a bit of browny colours, there's grey colours, even a bit of bluey grey, it's sort of creamy colours, whitish. So there's got a few colours in there. But literally with these colours, you can get that effect. You can mix them and get all those colours. So I think I'll do the dark ears and eyes now. So again, I'm going to use a smaller brush, probably this size, it's quite small. And for this, I'm going to get the, well, actually, I've got some dark brown, so I could use that. I've got some dark brown in, like a mixer, and even a bit of blue. Experiment with the colours. And what you could do, what is very handy, is have a little, it's a tiny little dalla ball, it's a tiny one here, or a little bit of thick paper. And before you put it onto your picture, maybe dab a bit on here just to see, oh, is that the right colour? Does it need more red adding to it, or more blue? So experiment on here, and that, if you're not sure, dab a bit on and just check it's the colour you want. So keep that to hand, that's really useful. I'll put that by there. So now I'm going to do this very dark brown, so I'm going to add some of the blue to the brown. Could even add a bit of black. Try and avoid just black as it is. Always add a little bit of something to black to soften it. A bit of blue or a bit of brown, a bit of yellow. You see that's going really nice dark colour now. It's like a, you can even add a bit of red to this. So experiments, you get so many different colours. I'm quite pleased with that colour actually, I think that's enough. So that's just basically brown and blue mixed together. And I'm going to do the ears. Again, don't worry if you've got brush marks showing, dab it all on. And a bit on the other side. Don't worry if you go over the blue, it's fine. But you want to go over it a bit because you want it to merge. So that's the ears done. I like the look of brush marks. And again, it's a bit under the eye. Under the eyes here are quite dark. See around here? So I'll do some over the eyes as well. And then we'll go gradually lighter and lighter then. So I don't know whether you're painting along with me or whether you're going to try it later. But if you want to make any little notes, because you always think, I don't know, whenever you listen to people talk, you always think you're going to remember it. Then afterwards, it's just gone, isn't it?
You can watch again as well.
Oh, you can watch it again. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's better. Yeah. So yeah, don't feel stressed about retaining it all now. And the good thing about acrylics, because they stay wet for a little bit, you have got time to merge colours. But if you really get into it, you can buy what's called a gel retarder, and it makes them a bit more like an oil paint. You add the gel retarder, it's like a see-through sort of paint, and it delays the drying time, because sometimes you want it to stay wet because you want to mix it, and then sometimes you go to mix it and the colour underneath dry and you think, oh, I can't mix it now. So so if you really get into it, that's a useful one. Gives you more time to blend things. But it depends on the conditions. If your room's warm, there's all sorts of conditions that makes it dry quicker. And again, if you wanted to dry quickly, get a hairdryer on it. And I say I dried the bottom bit here so I wouldn't be putting my arm in it. And literally just about 2 minutes with a hairdryer and it was dry. So that's a useful tip. So I'm putting bits of brown. It'll look a bit messy now, but hopefully it'll all come together by the end. So I'm putting brown wherever I see it. I may as well while I've got this brown. And it brings all the dog together. If you've got the same brown here, maybe here, there, it links the dog up. You don't want all different browns all over the place. And then I'm going to make this bit up because the dog was lying down. That's a couch there. So if you see it, so I'm just making up the dog. I'll use similar colours to what I've used on the face. But I'm just pretending that its body's there. So I'll put some mesh here.
I would put her on the camera, but she's too tired.
Oh, the dog. Oh, she's lying down. Yeah, she's just camera shy, is she?
Yeah.
So again, I'm adding more white to this now because some of the brown, you see, it's like got more white added to it. So this would be the quickest dog I've ever done. Normally I take about 6 hours over a picture. So it's doing me good. And it's making me, I tend to add a bit too much detail sometimes. I get a bit fussy. And actually, the quicker I do it, then I think it's good for me. Save me being too much detail. So you can see, it's like almost like a peachy colour. Really look at the dog and think, compare colours together. And see, that's almost got pink in it. And if you look at the dog, you think, oh, that dog hasn't got pink in it. But when you look at this, it is what actually it has. It's got like a bluey grey. So add some blues. Blues always make a picture look lively, and be quite experimental with your colours. So
I didn't mention it earlier when I was on, but whilst Mum's painting away, I'll give you a minute to paint them.
Yeah.
This is what she does every year for our Christmas card. This was last year's Christmas card. So she does a lovely painting, just like we're doing. A little fox last year. And then this year, she hasn't finished this yet, although I think it looks pretty good. This is getting a sneak peek of our Christmas card for this year, the reindeer.
I'll share to say with that. This is done in pastels. And I'll tell you about pastels afterwards, because you may find them easier than paints. That's my pastel set. So get a really good range of colours. And with it, I'll kill the range up again. Yeah. So it's got snow on its antlers, and I'm going to add small. I've literally got, I need to spend an hour or two more on this, and it's going to have snow all over the place. But I actually get the, so you've got the colour like this. I get something sharp and literally go like that and sprinkle it and over the reindeer.
So you could almost do that on top of an acrylic as well, couldn't you?
You smash it afterwards. Yeah, get a brush and flick.
You could use pastel on top of.
You could do. Yeah, that's why not. Yeah, that's true. And then get some tissue, like tissue paper, and just press it all down. Otherwise, it'll just blow off. You know, so make sure you squash it down to keep it in place. You see that it's all looking a bit. Is that one?
Mum's dogs.
That's my dogs. I'm not very pleased with that. I'm going to do that again. I wasn't happy with that. You see, looks. See there's a few different colours there. Hopefully, it'll come together. I'm just picking out the colours where I see them. And then I think I'll go. I've done the dark bits. I'll add a little bit of black for the nose, but again, maybe not a flat black, a bit of brown with it, because black just always looks a bit dead, doesn't it? I don't like black. I don't want much. I think a little. Again, only always squirt just a little bit out, and I'm going to add a little bit of brown to that black, because just to warm it up a bit. Because things aren't normally black, are they? Well, sometimes they are, but a little bit of brown, and then I'm going to go around the nose now. And that later you're going to add the nostrils, because you want to show that dark colour going into the nostrils. So here's the black. So have you all got a cup of tea with you, have you? Or wine?
Yeah.
Is it too early for gin? And then a bit of dark colour up here. And then I'm going to do this dark colour again around the eyes. I'll add more detail to the eyes later. This eye here. It's so nice having the eyes drawn in. It's so helpful. And maybe a little bit. The ears are very dark. I'll add a bit more of this blacky brown to the ears to make them really look dark. That's better. And a bit on this side as well. And again, go over your blue. Keep it nice and soft, the edges. And there's the ear coming down. Right, so I think that should be enough now. A bit of dark on here. Right. And some under the chin. So I'm making this bit up because I say we can't see the dog's body on this. So I'm making this body up, so it's all right. You don't have the brush mark showing. It just looks nice and textured. That's what you want. Another good tip when you're, say, halfway through any picture is to take a photograph, and things will really jump out at you are glaringly right or wrong. And again, a black and white picture is very good too, because you see the contrast, the light and the dark. So take a colour picture, and if you've got on your camera, you can do it black and white as well. Do that as well, because you suddenly think, oh, that area is way too dark, and that's way too light, and it's so useful. You see things you just don't see normally when you look at it, through the camera, from the photograph. So I think I've added all the dark bits. I missed a bit of blue out there. Where's that blue brush gone? Oh yeah, blue. I missed a bit of background out. So put that in there. So you cover quite a bit of the canvas now. If I show you again. Hopefully he's coming together. Suddenly you'll do a few marks. You think, oh, that's it, I've done it. So I'm going to go lighter now, because you see on the face, it's sort of this light, it's like grey, blue even, all around here. So I'm going to put that in next. Hopefully that'll make it look really 3D. So we want more white. We've got all these little compartments in this mixing tray, because you can get so many different colours to hand then. And you can always go back and pick up some of the colour you made earlier. Let's see, it does dry quite quickly. So a bit of the white. And I think a bit of this peachy colour I made earlier. Yeah, because I'm going across, so I've got the white in here, but now I'm going across to here, picking some other colours up I made before, mixing them. So make a nice light colour. And again, wherever I see the light, because it's wet, it will all merge. As I say, when you don't want the colours to merge, then get the hairdryer out, or maybe leave it for a couple of hours and go back to it later. Another good tip is always walk away from your picture. You get so used to seeing it, and sometimes you're painting away and you're not actually looking at what you're copying. And they say we look away about 80% of the time, and we're just doing what we think is right. And you look back and, oh, actually, no, it's not the same. So even if you walk away for 30 seconds, you'll come back and think, oh, gosh, that's the wrong colour. That's not right. You'll see it with fresh eyes. So always look away and come back again. So I'm doing this lighter colour now, wherever I see the light fur. And then we'll go up here. I might even add a bit of blue to this. And also the blue brings in the background colour as well. It links them up, so that'll look nice. And go the direction of the hair. See, the hair's going, quite a wild looking dog, this. So you can go to town on a hairy dog. And again, use quite a finished brush again. Not really thin, but... And go the direction of the fur. Go over the eyes. And it'll blend with the colours below. So remember, you've always started with the darkest, and you're going lighter and lighter as you go along. And then some by here, and I'm picking up the colour below and merging it in, so it does look more like hair. And some little bits over here.
Let me know if you want to keep painting them, and yes. I'll do the technology bit.
You've said, yeah, I could do a bit now because I'll add a bit more detail, but I'll show you what I've got so far.
Yeah.
So you see it sort of coming together, and you can see the brush marks, and that's fine. You know, it's you don't want it to look like a photograph, you. So.
No,
just take a photograph.
Yeah.
So I'll carry on. I'm adding just the light bit. So I've got all the darks down. I'm leaving the mouth to last because I'm dreading doing that bit. I will get round to the mouth. And I've got the dark into the eyes, but I want them to dry a bit. So you can even dabble them with a bit of kitchen roll if they're too wet. So all I've got is the darkness down for the eyes, literally like dark blobs. I'm going to add some. I think she's got like hazel colour eyes, isn't she? So I'll add some light colours and the highlights. I'll add the highlights to the nose, and then I'll do those dreaded teeth at the end.
No, sorry,
she probably look quite comical.
I'll get her up in a minute.
So I just put her mouth shut and just do it with the mouth shut. No, I'll do the teeth. I'll do the teeth because I want to look like a comical dog.
Yeah, for Christmas.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be fun for Christmas, isn't it? So if you can add a bit of funny character to your
I was just going to show that
as animals. Yeah. So I'll just add. So I'm just going lighter and lighter. That's all I'm doing now. Okay.
All right, so I just wanted to quickly explain how then we turn this into a Christmas card. So I just literally take a photo of the design. But before we do that, I just literally went onto Google and I typed in, what did I type in? Probably like Christmas images, Christmas designs, something like that. Christmas cards, or what do you call it when you like... have like those photo booth props, Christmas photo booth props. Yeah, that was one. Yeah. That was a good search. So basically that's where you can print them out at home and then you can add them to stuff. So I've got little ones that say things like Santa, I know him, little hats. So ultimately, if you don't have a printer at home, you could obviously also on a separate piece of paper is draw a little Christmas hat that would fit, or draw a little Merry Christmas. But like I said, this was my little idea.
Maybe all Christmas cards.
An old Christmas card
would be amazing. Yeah, if you give them from last year, and a lot of people cut them into Christmas tags.
My sister's dog, we gave him little glasses.
Yeah.
We had little elf hats. So people, we took like little
magazines,
top hats.
We've seen the magazines, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would this time of year. So just get a bit creative. And then all you do, this one is wet at the moment, but you would literally, let's pretend this is the painting here, is you would place the little maybe Merry Christmas, the little glasses, the little hat, whatever you liked on your painted design when it was dried. And then to take the photo, I just use the portrait mode on my phone. So when I'm in my camera, like so, I just skip it along to the next setting, which is portrait, and then I just hold it really steadily over the top and then just take a really good quality picture. Portrait will just really highlight the animal's features. So that's your picture. Then you can go on to something like PowerPoint, which is really good, or I use Canva as well, which is a nice free website. And then I just set up a piece of A4 paper, and then I just put the two pictures. I put the same picture on the top and the bottom. It's a shame I should have got one finished, actually. I didn't think of that. But imagine your piece of A4 paper. I have one of the picture of Gwen, the dog, here, one picture here. So it's taking up a quarter of the page. You can get fancy as well. And I write on the back, like I add my little logo, and I add like handmade by. You can add any sort of detail on the back. Obviously, when it folds in half, that's the front of the card, that's the back of the card. And then I don't get them done double-sided. I just leave it to the printers. I think it's cheaper to have it single-sided, and then I write in the centre. So that's what I mean. So that would have been one piece of A4 paper. Let me just show you how it would have looked. Like so. That would be one piece of A4 paper that's been cut in half. So I've got the two pictures of Gwen, and then the two logos and the little handmade on the bottom. The printer near me, just a general kind of printer that does all sorts of stuff for students and for businesses, was really happy to do them and cut them all up for me, which was great, and it costs not much for a set. You could also print them at home, couldn't you?
Well, he does it in about 20 minutes, and there's a lovely coffee shop across the road, so it's just enough time to have a nice cake and coffee. And you go back and
I should send one
more. There's your cards done. They're even folded in half, aren't they?
Yeah, no,
a little bit extra. They'll write Merry Christmas wherever you want inside.
Yeah,
because I made a mistake last year. I had about 35 printed, and I said, "Oh no, I'll do nice like italic writing." After about 5, there was like a scrawl. Each one got messy. I was over it. So
you could. I should have sort of got a stamp.
Oh, a stamp would be good. Yeah, I'm not handwriting again. Oh, it was a novelty for a first few, and then
Here's some ones that were done before we've done it, like I said, as a class, and then I get them printed. So this was a particularly good one, wasn't it? She had done A-level art, and she.
That's lovely.
You can see it's had a little hat, and then I'm Santa's favourite.
And again, can you see the background's quite rough? You see the brush strokes, but it adds to texture, doesn't it? It's so don't agonise over, make it all smooth and pretty.
Yeah, so after the class, she's obviously taken home a canvas with her beautiful dog on it, and then she gets to come back and collect some cards and some envelopes. And then one time when I got them printed, they printed them out a bit big, but the customers were happy, and they did A5 size, but that was with a cat there, and she added a little elf hat.
They were all cats that week. It was one dog and all cats. It's funny, and then it was all dogs the next time.
It's a nice size card there. So it's just literally turning. I'll see if I can find a way later, actually, to share the size of the file with you, especially if there's interest in it. I could add the PowerPoint maybe, and then people can just edit it. I have done it both ways, PowerPoint and Canva. But that bit sounds a bit stressful, but honestly it is fine. And maybe like us, I do it just to help my printers out, but you actually just you go there with a picture, don't you?
Oh yeah,
and they do everything for you.
I'm not into doing things on, enlarging things. I get all confused, and I'm not into all that. So I literally take my picture along. See, like
scans it.
I've done this picture here.
Quality.
I take that to the printers as it is, and he puts them in a scanner, and the next thing I've got lovely little cards. So he does all the work.
Yeah.
Does he charge more for that?
I'm not sure. No, it's reasonable.
I don't think he does actually.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So it's good to get to know a local business as well.
I'm more distant now because the paint's wet and it's shiny. It's hard to see as I go out and hold it up.
Well, I can always post a picture later of how you've got on, and then we'll add the Christmas decorations, because this will be my Christmas card. So it's good. Thanks for that.
Will it? Oh God! We still just finish. You might not want it. Don't say I did it. Well, your mum did that.
So well, you said 6 hours, so you can stay here all day and do it.
I know. I always average about 6 hours.
That's not bad though. They're very good.
Yeah. So, it's very therapeutic, and what we found in the classes, and that the people came along, and they were all, none of them were confident. They all said, "Oh, it's going to be dreadful," and they really put themselves down, weren't they? And they were all great, weren't they? At the end, and they loved them, you know. And they said it was just so nice to you can't think about anything else. No matter what problems you've got going on in your life for that time, you don't think of anything negative or anything that's worrying you. It's very therapeutic. It's,
just all about the strokes.
Oh gosh, you know,
and it's so nice because it is your pet as well.
Yeah, and it was the quietest class. You know, we said to them if they want to bring some prosecco along or some nibbles, but there was no time. You know, their tea and coffee. They had tea and coffee. It was going cold because they didn't have time to drink it. You know? So it's the most relaxing thing to do.
Forget about it.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good for your mental health. This definitely.
Yeah, good. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, especially with Christmas coming, you need to have some time out.
Well, and then to go out and buy cards, you can never find the right cards, and so this is quite a nice little treat. And already one of the customers from last time was asked if she can order more cards.
I know, she was so pleased, and she hadn't done anything since school, and he turned out great, didn't he? And she showed one or two people, and they said, "Oh, I want some," and and he's getting a bit older now as well. It's almost like a nice sort of, he's not in the best of health now, and it's something you can keep, isn't it?
So hopefully that's been helpful. I'll post. I'll leave Mum to it, and then we'll post a picture later. Would you want to show an update, Mum, of how you're getting on?
I haven't done the teeth yet.
I know the teeth are still like randomly empty. I know. Em just got here.
You see that?
Well, let's get Gwen as well. Gwen. Come here, Gwen.
It needs a bit more definition.
Come here, babe. Yeah.
Oh,
you can see how she looks compared to the real thing.
Oh gosh, very much like it.
Oh no. There you go, Mum.
Oh, you wouldn't know the difference. No. Would you?
There we go.
Who's that, Gwen?
Yeah.
Who's that? Oh, George doesn't want to look.
No.
How dare you?
I'm the real thing.
I'm better than that. Oh, do you think I would look like that?
All right, so I'll post the real picture later, and if I can, I'll find a way to share the file if you do want to turn them into cards. But thanks for joining us again. And I don't know that I've got any more planned now for the rest of the year because it gets really busy here with Christmas wreaths. So I'll see you in the new year for some more crafts. And if you want any more paint-alongs, let me know, and I'll call Mum up and she can come in.
Or if you'd like to do a pastel one next. I was going to talk about pastels. Have you got time? It's only now, is it?
No, I probably need to finish it for today.
No, I've got a pastel one because again, this one of the this is pastels, and if you're finding it hard to mix colours, you just, as Gemma showed you earlier, there's all these colours. You can I could do with more actually. That you just buy a set like that, but they have to be soft pastels. Don't get the oil ones. They're I found them very hard. The oil ones. These are very blendable. The soft chalky ones, and you can get pastel pencils as well for the detail because they're quite chunky. Those.
Maybe we do that next time. Yeah,
buy a set like that with the pencils. And all your colours are there. You have to mix them. So if you're struggling with mixing colours, then try soft pastels. Cool. And again, you can buy them quite inexpensively. But I'm happy to give a pastel demonstration because they're quicker. I think they're easier. Yeah. So I love pastels. No worries. I'll work. So we'll do that in the future.
For spring painting. Or pastel picture.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone, and see you all in the new year.
Hope you're inspired.
Do let us know if you manage to get a chance to paint your pet. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye. See you again. Bye.
Yeah.